Tonight at ABC6 News at 6, a driver in handcuffs after leading police on a chase that ended in a crash on a busy street in East Providence. How police say it all started.
Plus, struggling to stay afloat 2 years since the start of the pandemic, small businesses across southern New England continue to struggle. Tonight, what they're asking policymakers to change.
And later, the Bryant Bulldogs on their way to Dayton, and young Ian is there with them with a look at their March Madness adventure. That's coming up in sports. We'll get to those stories shortly, but first tonight at 6, the North Kingstown School Department is set to reveal its findings from an independent investigation involving the school's former basketball coach. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm John DeLuca.
And I'm Tiffany Murphy. Aaron Thomas is accused of conducting naked fat checks on student athletes. ABC6 News reporter Daniel Coates joins us live in the newsroom to break it all down for us. Daniel.
Tiffany, the school department launching an investigation late last year conducted by an outside lawyer. It's broken down into 2 separate phases. Tonight, we'll discover the status of phase 2. Phase 1 was released in December, the report revealing it is more probable than not that Aaron Thomas violated district policies, in some cases conducting the fat checks while students were naked. Details of phase 2 of the investigation, which started in November, will be released tonight. Now, this comes after the superintendent of schools, Phil Auger, resigned last Wednesday ahead of the reports tonight, which is expected to unveil details about who knew of these fat check allegations and for how long. Now, the school committee is also expected to introduce an interim superintendent during the meeting tonight. That will begin in just an hour at 7 o'clock. We'll have all the new details tonight on ABC6 News 11 at 11. For now, live in the newsroom, I'm Daniel Coates, ABC6 News.
All right, Daniel, thank you. In Rehoboth, there will only be 3 selectmen at the table of 5 tonight. That's because 2 of them resigned last week in protest. Dave Perry and Jim Murray quit after a town employee was fired. Well, tonight, the remaining members will discuss setting a special election date to fill those 2 openings. Now to developing news out of East Providence. A driver in handcuffs tonight after leading police on a chase that ended in a crash on Warren Ave in East Providence. The chase initially started in Seekonk. According to Seekonk police, Albert Rosario was shoplifting at the Home Depot right there on Highland Ave. And when police got there, they say Rosario ran out of the store and got into a car driving away, hitting an officer, then driving directly at a second officer. Rosario then went down Route 6. They say he hit multiple cars along the way before rolling over right in front of the Cellos on Warren Ave in East Providence. People who saw the aftermath but did not want to show their faces on camera described to ABC6 News the tense moments that police grabbed the suspect.
So we went over to the window and we just saw that this black car was upside down, and then the police officers had their weapons drawn at the car, and they were just yelling at him.
And then they ran to him with shields on and pulled him out of the car, and he was still resistant when they got him to the car.
Now we have cell phone footage, which you're seeing right now, taken from people also near the scene of Rosario being handcuffed and then being put into the back of the cruiser. He now faces over 8 charges from today, including unlicensed operation of a motor vehicle, shoplifting, and reckless driving. That's in addition to the 9 active arrest warrants for him in Massachusetts. We do want to let you know that Seekonk police officer who was hit by the car is now out of the hospital.
4 miles of a contaminated Massachusetts river that goes through Boston and Milton, designated a Superfund site by the EPA. That means money will be dedicated to cleaning those harmful chemicals in the river. Multiple elected officials, including Senator Elizabeth Warren and Representative Ayanna Pressley, were at that announcement today at the Neponset River. Studies by the EPA show that river is contaminated with elevated levels of the chemical PCB.
All new tonight on ABC6 News at 6, we have an exclusive interview with the newest member of the Bristol County District Attorney's team. Say hi to Chief, named after a soldier who died in combat in Iraq. The support dog has been training from the time he was a puppy to be a source of comfort for victims of sexual assault and violent crimes.
Some early interaction with the children have been very positive. They made them feel at ease. We look forward to him really providing solace and security to the many victims that come into the Child Advocacy Center.
Chief is set to report to work just after his 2nd birthday, which is in May. Apparently, Chief is a many-talented dog. He can also turn on the lights, open doors, and bring a box of tissues on command. There he is. Way to go, Chief. All right, time to change up the conversation now. Bring in Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Denoyer live in the Weather Center. Chief brings a smile to our face. I know today's fantastic weather does as well.
I think a lot of people are real excited. Got that spring buzz. You can tell by everybody's reaction on social media today. After what turned out to be a pretty chilly weekend, especially once that front moved through Saturday afternoon, we were able to warm things up nicely today after a cold start this morning. Temperatures got up into the 50s, and a beautiful look at the Secundit Bridge. This is on the Tiverton side. Maybe kind of clean the lens a little bit. But other than that, it looks really nice. A little sun glare out there, but a beautiful day and a great drive home. Nothing weather-wise slowing things down. The temperatures, maybe you might want to stop and get like a little ice cream or something. Maybe that will slow down your commute home, because it was nice. Around 50 degrees during the day, and it's still holding around 50 in the evening. Some clouds to our west, though. They'll make it here through the evening hours. There's no rain associated with the cloud deck. It'll just be mostly cloudy overnight, and that will keep the temperatures generally around 40 degrees. If you're going to have some upper 30s, it would actually be in South County, a little bit closer to the water. But other than that, southeastern Mass, you're right around 40 degrees. That's not a cold night for this time of year. And that'll set you up for a mild day tomorrow. We'll take you back to the 50s, partly sunny skies, a nice looking day. And we'll see if that great weather sticks around for the rest of the work week. Coming right up. John.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Jeff. Now to an ABC6 News follow-up. A multi-billion-dollar trial now getting underway between the state of Rhode Island and Teva Pharmaceutical Company. Rhode Island claims Teva downplayed the risk of opioid addiction and promoted powerful fentanyl-based drugs, which in turn contributed to the opioid crisis. Now, the state is seeking just under $6 billion. That trial is expected to take several weeks. Just a few months ago, a similar trial in New York ended with the jury ruling against Teva and siding with the state of New York.
Now to our continuing coverage of the coronavirus. We're approaching the second anniversary of the pandemic, and the future is looking a bit brighter as COVID cases continue to drop. But small businesses all across the state are still struggling, and now many are asking policymakers to make changes. ABC6 News reporter Laura Puglisi has more on that story.
A new report released today details just that. It was created by small business owners and current and former government leaders. We spoke to local businesses to get their take on the future.
We have immensely struggled tremendously.
If you ask small business owners how they're recovering from the pandemic, many will tell you just that.
I was closed twice for many months on end, just to keep the doors open, to try to retain my key staff, and just to keep the bills paid was very, very difficult.
Brian Fitzgerald, owner of Admiral Fitzroy Inn in Newport, says staffing is the biggest problem. He's not the only one. According to a new report by Goldman Sachs' 10,000 Small Business Voices, 97% of businesses hiring said difficulty hiring was affecting their bottom line. Retention, a huge issue too. 75% said they can't afford to compete on salaries.
I ran about at 1/3 staff capacity all last summer. We are trying to hire for the summer season now, and we just don't see a lot of applicants even applying.
It's the same story for Dr. Marianne Shalcross-Smith. She's the founder of My Child Care, a local early education program.
I've actually onboarded 191 new employees now. 50 years in the business, I haven't seen 20 on board in a year now. We saw since we went back 20 months ago.
And getting childcare in general is a challenge related to staffing issues. Over the last 20 months, due to COVID, My Child Care centers had to close over 200 classrooms, leaving 1,600 kids home.
That was over 3,000 parents who had to go to work and tell an employer they weren't able, if they could not get alternate childcare, able to go to work.
Those problems and many more have small business owners across the state calling on policymakers to support them as they continue to recover and adapt to all the changes since the start of the pandemic. And one of those suggestions is to provide childcare resources to businesses and make it more affordable. To target the staffing crisis, they suggest to support or offer retirement plans and other incentives to businesses that can't afford it. There's a long list, and we're going to have all of that up on our website at abc6.com. In the newsroom, I'm Laura Puglisi, ABC6 News.
In Westport credited with saving a beloved family dog from a burning home on Sunday. A man who was there and saw the chaotic and heroic scene unfold is now telling his story only to ABC6 News. ABC6 News anchor Darren Botello has the exclusive story.
The smell of smoke still in the air, siding destroyed, the inside gutted by flames. Just hours after the blaze at this building on Sanford Road in Westport, Barry Borden shows us the apartment where a firefighter pulled a 3-year-old dog from the burning multifamily house.
When they went up there, they said she was unresponsive, and the fireman carried her down in his arms and put her right over there in the grass.
Borden says Bailey, his nephew's golden retriever, was then resuscitated. She was stuck in the apartment next door to Borden for about 10 minutes after the fire started around 1:30 Sunday morning.
Right away, he took his mask off his face, got compliments to him, and put it on the dog right away.
Firefighters then put a mask on Bailey designed for animals. Captain Keith Nicholson says reviving her within minutes.
Looked like it was very happy to see us. It was very friendly. Came up, we kind of, pet the dog and, made contact with it.
Investigators believe the fire started near the basement in this corner of the back of the house with a heat lamp to try and prevent pipes from freezing. Borden says his entire family, especially his nephew, is thankful for the heroic firefighter who saved Bailey.
It's like his baby. That's what he calls it. It's his baby.
Borden's nephew wasn't around on Monday for an interview. Borden says he was with Bailey at the vet where she's recovering. She's expected to be okay, but Borden still doesn't know when this house will be ready again for all of them to go back home. In Westport, Darren Botello, ABC6 News.
Still ahead on ABC6 News at 6, the finalists for Rhode Island's next license plate are in. Which one is your favorite? When you can start voting to choose the one you like best.
And a special day for Fall River veteran, how these third graders helped a veteran celebrate his 102nd birthday. Jeff?
Oh, Tiffany, it was a special weather day, too, courtesy of this sunshine right here. Can we keep it around for tomorrow and the rest of the week? We'll take a look at it all coming up in your full weather forecast coming up after the break.
When you wake up in the morning, darling, I'll be back. Let's do this. I'll be there by your side. I'll be everything you want to.
Good morning, America.
Need a standby generator? Leave it to Kevin. Kevin Kurt is the authorized dealer for brands such as Generac and Briggs & Stratton. Let their generator division give you peace of mind this year. Need extensive electrical work done for your home or business? Call Kevin Kurt Electrical. Kevin is fully insured and licensed in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Leave it to Kevin to get the job done right, fast, and at a fair price. So put down those wires and leave it to Kevin. Kevin Kurt Electrical. Call now.
Hey Google.
Finance, lease, or subscribe to a new Volvo. Visit volvocars.us/subscribe to learn more.
Grass looks great, Zeus. Hey, could you maybe trim the hydrangea too?
Sure thing, Kevin. You want me to do the boxwoods as well?
No. Finding the right person for the job isn't always easy. But when you have an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can give you personalized advice and could help you save hundreds.
Hey, Medusa, let's boogie.
For expert help with all your insurance needs, get to know your local Geico agent today.
Hi, we're Dry Zone Basement Systems, the all things basement-y company. Since 1987, over 85,000 homeowners have trusted basement systems to fix their basements. Basement waterproofing, foundation wall repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. Call Dry Zone Basement Systems today for all things basement-y.
Come to the Briarcliff Preserve Assisted Living to improve the quality of your life in a safe and secure environment. Great care, good food, and best of all, the ability to make new friends in a beautiful resort-like atmosphere. Here at the Briarcliff Preserve, the day is yours, the choices are yours. Please call me and I will be happy to give you a tour personally.
In consumer news tonight, as gas prices reach those record highs and really with no end in sight, some people may be thinking now might be a good time to switch to electric vehicles. Well, with that in mind, Governor McKee announcing a new electric vehicle rebate program for Rhode Island. It includes $23 million to expand the state's network of charging stations. Now, certainly the big picture goal here is to get more Rhode Islanders to drive electric vehicles to help the state move closer to net zero emissions economy by 2050. The program will be available to residents starting this summer and will be paid for by an initial $1.25 million grant from the Rhode Island Office of Energy Resources.
We got a glimpse today of what Rhode Island's new license plate will look like. Governor Dan McKee unveiling the 5 final designs as part of the state's license plate design contest. Roughly 1,000 designs were submitted. Whichever plate is picked will replace the current wave plate. It's expected to be out on the roads in just a matter of months.
Why do you change plates? Well, first off, because they're 25 years old, many of them are getting worn, they're peeled, they're unreadable. And one of the factors is plates are supposed to be reflective. And the reflectivity starts to degrade after 5 to 7 years. So we have plates that are out there that are unsafe, they're unreadable. Even though we did change the wave, we still did keep a couple of the options so that people still felt that connection to the wave.
A public voting period is open now. Rhode Islanders can go online and vote for their favorite plate. We have the link on our website, ABC6.com. The winner will be revealed in 2 weeks. Here in Rhode Island, gas is up 18 cents from last week alone. That's according to AAA. We're now averaging $4.35 a gallon. That's 87 cents higher than it was a month ago and more than $1 higher than this time last year. Rhode Island's average gas price 3 cents higher than the national average. We want to help you save some money at the pump by using our Southern New England gas tracker. You can see listings on the lowest gas prices in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. All you have to do is head to our website, ABC6.com, click on the gas tracker. It's right under the community tab.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with Chief Meteorologist Jeff Denoyer.
Went outside this morning, was kind of surprised to see some sedums coming up and also some daffodils that are starting to pop as well. Tulips and lilies. You can see the little green in the mulch. It's all starting to happen, and hopefully it's happening for your garden as well. Certainly days like this help, sunshine, and we had 50s for just about everybody. Now a combination of 40s and low 50s. A nice start to the week, certainly with the sunshine and the milder temperatures. There will be some clouds that come in tonight, but the clouds, think of them as like tucking you into bed. And you're going to keep the temperatures mild overnight. If we had clear skies tonight, we might have a few more 30s in the forecast, but the clouds will actually stop the drop sometime around 10, 11 p.m., and then the temperatures will just hold low 40s most of the night. If you're in the upper 30s, you'll be the exception rather than the rule. And that's a very mild night for this time of year, setting you up for a mild day tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow will likely be a little warmer. It may come with a little bit less sunshine. We'll call it more of a partly sunny day, but the temperatures themselves, there'll be a big difference of about 10 degrees from north to south, but everybody will have delightful temperatures for this time of year. So whether you're in Pawtucket or Central Falls in the low 60s, or if you're walking along the beaches in Newport or Narragansett in the low 50s, it's still nice for everybody. Southeastern Mass, nice for you too, and the difference in temperature won't be quite exaggerated. It'll be 59 in New Bedford, 58 in Fall River, but 60s as you go north. If you're in Westport, maybe at 57, Dartmouth at 56, but everybody's still really nice with partly sunny skies. There are a couple opportunities for rain though in the forecast. Very slight chance Tuesday night. It'll be this frontal boundary here. After a beautiful day, it'll swing through at night. It looks like most of the rain will stay to our north and maybe just brushing northern Rhode Island with a slight chance of a shower. Most areas will stay dry. Better chance of rain, though, will come from this system here. It's in the southern plains now. It'll take its time tracking east and then turning north. And unfortunately, after a nice Tuesday and Wednesday, it looks like it will come in for St. Patrick's Day. I had high hopes for St. Patrick's Day last week, but it looks like it will brush the area with a little bit of rainfall Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. And not a washout, but certainly if you have St. Patrick's Day plans, you'd like it to be completely sunny and beautiful. It will likely not be the case. So Futurecast, clouds building in for tonight, and they're with us tomorrow at times with the sun, but it doesn't take away from the temperatures. The layering of low 50s and low 60s looks really nice. You'll see the rain Tuesday night kind of skirt through the area and then out of here, kind of just brushing northern areas. I was supposed to pause that right there, but nonetheless, it raced through here so quick that the sun pops again on Wednesday. And you get the gist when you see it racing through like that. 50 at the coast Wednesday, 60 inland. And Wednesday turns out to be a really nice day. Probably a little bit brighter than tomorrow, and back-to-back winters before the rain comes in for St. Patrick's Day afternoon into the night. Then Friday, really warm away from the coast, 70, 60 beaches before some showers on Saturday. And we'll usher in spring on Sunday. We'll do it with sunshine and temperatures in the low 50s for the second half of the weekend. John.
Thank you, Jeff. Love this story. Special day for a veteran in Fall River. Third grade students at Atlanta's charter school making a collection of birthday cards for World War II veteran Joe Bunko. Well, today is his 102nd birthday. He is the great-grandfather of a student at that school and had said all he wanted for his special day was cards. Well, he certainly got all the cards and a lot more, as you can see here from this footage. Students welcomed him for his own mini parade at the school.
I'm having a wonderful birthday. Everybody's very, very nice.
After the mini parade, students presented their cards to Mr. Bucko, and from all of us here at ABC6, I'd like to say happy birthday, sir, and thank you for your service. Nick.
Hey, John, welcome back. Plenty of free agent news to get to, including a big name for the Patriots saying sayonara for a big money deal. Plus, the March Madness is upon us, and the Bryant Bulldogs are already in Dayton. We'll check in with the NEC champions getting ready to play in the first four. That's coming up next in sports.